This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
Welcome back. Agriculture is a huge business here in the Heartland, and this is a busy time of year for it. It's harvest season, which means a lot of large, slow-moving farm equipment are on the roads. We have Jeremy Schneider from Seidenstrickers here this morning to talk more about farm safety. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you.
So first of all, let's really quickly touch base on how farming and farm machinery can be hazardous.
Well, on the farm and farm machinery in general, what we see is the three main reasons that farming is difficult and hazardous is the machinery, the environment that it's worked in, and also the where it's located at, the rural population where it's normally done.
All right, so right now on our screen we have some file video of some farm machinery. So let's go ahead and start talking in depth why these are, can be hazardous and how we can ensure the safety for everyone involved. So let's talk about machinery first.
Okay, well, with the machinery, today's modern machinery is very heavily safety thought of and designed. It's got tons of shield and safety built into it, but like anything that's designed with safety in mind, if it's used improperly, it is not going to be as safe as it was if you would use it properly. So maintaining a good thought of how you're going to use the equipment and make sure that you do it safely is one of the main things that people need to keep in mind during this time of the year.
All right, now you brought in some stuff that I'm guessing would probably go on your machinery, correct?
That is true.
So let's kind of touch base on those really quickly.
First of all, this is an SMV symbol.
Okay. So what you see on the back of tractors and
the
stuff
tractors
like that.
and the implements. An SMV is slow-moving vehicle. So that is regulated by the state to anything with that on it is moving at less than 28 miles an hour. Okay?
Okay.
So with that, a normal ag machinery is moving anywhere from 17 to 22 miles an hour. So they all have this on there. So when you're approaching it and you're driving in your car and you're normally driving around 60 miles an hour, you're approaching something that's going two-thirds slower than you are. So as you approach that, you need to be paying attention to that. Now, modern farm equipment not only has SMV symbols on it, and it also has a lot of lighting packages. And I know that most people have seen this type of lighting package on emergency type of vehicles and things like that. And it's really just to draw your attention to the fact that you're approaching something that is not moving at the same speed that you are.
All right, now let's talk about the environment when it comes to farming.
Okay, the environment, I mentioned the overall environment that modern farm production is done in is very hazardous. It's dusty, it's dirty, there's hazardous chemicals around and things like that. There are precautions that people take, wearing safety glasses and gloves that we have here for people to kind of see and things like that. Those are minor things that you can do to help ensure your safety. But the other part during this time of the year that adds to that environment is the high stress level. As anybody who's ever grown a garden knows, there's an optimum time to harvest your crops, whether it be tomatoes, cucumbers, or anything like that. Well, modern farm equipment or modern farming practices are no different. There's an optimum time to harvest your corn, soybeans, and things like that. But with the weather playing a major factor in that, your decisions have to be changed hourly, daily, all the time. And that adds to a high stress level. And when people are stressed, they normally start to take shortcuts to maybe gain a little time and things like that. And safety, unfortunately, is sometimes a shortcut, and that's when we see accidents happen.
All right. Now, really quickly, I know that you brought in different gloves. Now, are they used for different things? I understand that we have some leather ones. We have other kinds. Are there different kinds? Does it matter?
No,
it's up to the farmer.
Not really. It really doesn't matter. It's
Okay.
up to the farmer as far as what your comfort level, what you're working on. Obviously, the tighter fit is for things that require more dexterity and things like that. Others are just there for normal working hand tools and things like that. So.
All right. Now, finally, let's go ahead and touch base on remote locations. Obviously, we live in a rural part of America, and for some farmers, their farmland is out away from city limits. So, talk about how that can play a factor in safety as well.
Okay. Well, when I mentioned remote locations as one of the main hazards of modern farming, that's something that we can't change. It's going to continue to be done in very rural areas. Does that make it inherently dangerous? No. But what happens is when there are accidents, you're that much further away from medical treatment. And that is the difficult part of it. By the time if something does happen, usually you're out alone and then more or less in the middle of nowhere. And it's difficult for people to find you and then get you to medical treatment like you need to in a more rural environment.
All right, so you're probably going to let our viewers know that you should always let somebody know where you're at all times.
Yes.
Let them know I might be back at this time. If not, then...
Right. Cell phones are a great tool. They've made things a lot safer so that people know where you're at and things like that. But yes, you should always let someone know where you're going to be and what time to expect you back and things like that, so that if something does happen, someone is looking for you in a timely fashion.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much, Jeremy. All of this is great information. What we'll do is we'll post everything on our website at heartlandconnection.com, and we'll also link up Side and Stricker's information and website link on our website as well. Thanks again for coming on.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be right back.